You're good. Give me your knife. There you go. 'Cause I can't.
How's it going this evening, everybody? I want to thank you all for joining us and hope you all had a great New Year's Eve and New Year so far. Hello, Robert and Melissa, Willie,
Hi, guys.
Alan and Joe, Shannon, Ann Mudd, how are you? Hello,
Very
Barry.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Henley?
I did that thing again.
Oh. Ow.
Mr. Kratos himself. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, Benny.
Oh no.
I'll be damned.
Hi, Barry.
Yeah, I know it's late over there in the UK, but we appreciate you, brother, for coming in here. Hello, Joker. Hi, Connie.
Yes.
Of course, the phone has to ring, but that's all right. We have
Nuh-uh.
well, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I got Will in here, and Ben, if you want to come up, I'll share the link. You're more than welcome. Hello, Martin. Hello, Busby. I was telling Willie earlier, I've had a guest lined out for 2 weeks. Then last minute
Hi,
they
Willie.
said they
Hey,
had to
Risha.
get called to work, so they couldn't make it. For me, I know Robert and Melissa do a great job. Hey, Gold Eagle.
I gotta go trim the fat off some meat. I'll be back.
Golden Eagle, hello.
Lining up guests, but I have the worst time with it, so I'm about done worrying with that. You know, I don't know how many times in the last 2 months somebody's going to come up, and then something comes up the last second, and
Yeah, I always cancel.
yeah. So we'll just. Oh, you're welcome. You guys do an awesome job. I don't know if I'm not asking right or
Hello, Welsh Adventures.
they just can't stand my pretty face. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to worry about it.
Who knows? Yeah.
Maybe they're jealous of the beard. I don't know.
Probably intimidated by it.
But I wanted to kind of go over the
Hey, Joker.
last year
Mm-hmm.
and the beginning of the new year. Now, I think it was Rachel, Jersey Ray Diggs, the other day. Oh, real quick, if you guys aren't subscribed to Welsh Adventures and More, please go subscribe to their channel. Hey, New Teasy. Anyway, she was saying that if the beginning of the first of the year sets the tone for how your year is going to be.
Yeah.
So if that's true, it's going to be a crazy year for Risha and myself.
Bet so.
Gold Eagle said can't stay long to stop by and show support. Well, I appreciate you coming in here, really do. Without all of you fine people, we wouldn't be here. That's for sure.
Definitely. Always need more community.
Yeah. But I usually try to call a city I'm going to go to and ask about detecting the park.
Yeah.
And I called 2 towns. Well, I guess it's been about 2.5, 3 weeks ago now. They both said detecting's fine, no problem. And hi, Busby. I don't remember if I said hi to you or not.
Hello.
So we went to one town. That was the last day of the year, I do believe. And we started off slow, but then we just started finding stuff. It just crazy how much stuff we found. But in the mix of this, the officer pulled up and he told us we could do the tot lots, but he didn't want us digging holes out in the park and leaving a bunch of big holes. I said, well,
Yeah, I know how that is.
we never do. And hey, Blistering, I said, I called and got permission. Well, who'd you talk to? I don't know. And if she had told me her name, I couldn't remember 5 minutes later anyway. So,
Yeah.
I bet the man stood there talking to us an hour and a half while we were detecting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I see you guys aren't going to leave any holes or tear the park up. So have fun.
No.
And he started telling us what parts of the park would be the best to go to. Hi, Cole.
true.
Hi, Mary Teresa. So we started off, or the end of the year, with finding a ton of stuff. It was just insane.
Mhm.
So I kind of put it on Risha a little bit. So
You
she
did.
told me, tomorrow I'm going to put it on you.
Oh, back and forth.
And she did. The January 1st, she put it on me. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I did find one thing that kind of saved me a little bit, but yeah, she had probably her best day ever. It was just crazy.
The premiere from yesterday.
No, it was.
2 weeks ago.
I've got like 8 or 9 metal detecting videos. I'm so far behind. I wish I had the magnet fishing opportunities that we do for metal detecting.
That's true. But the difference between the magnet and the metal detector is, for the metal detector, you have to do a little research before you go throwing. You're swinging that detector around. With a magnet, you can just go out to a body of water.
Yeah, that's true. But I even research bridges somewhat when I go.
Yeah.
But that was the first day of the year. She had probably her best day ever. And then on the second, it switched again. We didn't find a ton of finds on the second, but we had like 3 or 4 pretty good finds.
Pretty crazy what Troy Valley found.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I bet so.
To start off the year, but you know, looking back on last year, there's a lot of people still I haven't got to meet. I mean, I want to meet Robert and Melissa. I'd love to go detect with them.
They
Wicked
were
Digger.
fun company last year.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That and the whole crew up there.
Well, when we went to Wisconsin, we met so many great people. You know, Clay and Jen. We met Danny Dip, Swamp Rat, Don the Metal Detective, Citizens Magnet, Cole, Nick, Chris Maybe. Yeah, she did, Shannon. The first day of the year, she had her best day ever.
That's
It was just insane. Like I say, we started the first year off at a different town, a different park.
Your territory.
And, yeah, so we started off pretty slow, and she's like, this place isn't very good.
Mhm.
So we moved away from where we were at that park, but we were still at the park, and then bam, it's just like you couldn't take a step. In fact, she was around the park bench, I bet, over an hour. Because she'd get up and beep, beep, beep. She'd have to dig another target, another target. It was just
loaded area.
It was crazy. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Yeah, definitely a loaded area.
Well, we got to meet Ann Mudd up there, and I can't remember who all else did we meet up there.
Yeah, it would be impressive, Welsh. I bet a lot of us would love to go over to where you're at and find everything that you have stuck in the ground or stuck in the water.
Yeah, and we'd love to come over and visit you guys too. That would be awesome. Hey, Bear.
The history they have over there
Thank
is
you,
just
Busby.
incredible.
Hey, Rachel, I was just talking about you because I think you were saying the other day, however your first hunt goes metal detecting sets the tone for the year. And Risha just put it on me big time. Like I said, she had her best day ever. Then the second was I had a good day. And last night, of course, we've detected our yard here multiple times.
Uh-huh.
And I know it's because I got the 6-inch coil on. I'm not picking up as much trash.
Yeah, the
Hi,
sharpshooter.
Matthew. Brittany come got little man yesterday and Risha said, I know you want to go detect. I said, it's getting late. Hey, Mike. And she said, what do you got about 10 minutes?
Pillow.
So in 10 minutes, I dug 6 targets.
Mhm.
First target was a wheat penny. Second target was a wheat penny. Third target was a piece of wire. Fourth target was a quarter. The fifth target was like a little round piece of aluminum. It's got writing on it. We got to get it cleaned up better. And then sixth target was a piece of wire, and that was before dark.
Not bad. Not bad.
So I went back out today when I got home from work for a little bit. I dug, see, 5, 6, 7 targets. One was a little piece of metal of some kind. The other was a bigger piece of metal, and it was 4 wheat pennies and a memorial.
Yeah. I was wondering, so what did anyone think of that old bridge I recorded over Monday?
That was a cool old bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had to throw my magnet off of it. I couldn't resist.
I got a plan. I may do it this coming weekend, but it depends on the weather. I mean, it wasn't cold Monday. It was 54 degrees, and I mean, I could have easily have thrown my magnet. I'm thinking there might not be really much in that creek, but what would have been really good was to at least have got the permission to do a metal detecting venture out at that old school.
You can't wait.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it would be in your
I don't know how that would go. You said Tri Valley told you you'd have to get a permit, but that's not necessarily true.
Not really, because it shows up, as I said, it shows up on Google Maps, and it's a location on the map that says temporarily closed, which is kind of weird because that plaque on that wall says 1896.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think that's been about almost 200 years.
But you know, if somebody privately owns that land now, all you can do is ask them to get permission.
There is someone that lives across the dirt road for it, but I mean, I'm kind of one of those people that I'd rather. It's like right outside of town, mostly, of the small town of Florence, but I'm not too sure. I would rather have Brian's help with that kind of stuff. I don't like go poking around people's stuff. I'm kind of really cautious about that because, there's a lot of farmers out here, and you know what happens when you cross the line? You get the shotgun.
Yeah.
But,
Big shout out to Kratos, Team Kratos. Absolutely. Hashtag Team Kratos. Which next weekend, weather permitting, me and Hillbilly and Risha are going to go do some magnet fishing.
Good luck to you.
It's going to be back at a bridge we've been to several times, but I don't even know now. I've lost track of how many firearms I've pulled out of there and all the insane stuff that we found there.
Yeah, I think I found a new target. It's in practically a ghost town. It'd be a nice place to do a video of all of the area. It's barely 100 people live in this small town, and I want to say there's about 100 100 homes that have been like totally demolished and are gone. But
Wow.
where that bridge is, it's about 80 miles away from where I live right here. There's actually an old town around it. And then on top of that, the next small unincorporated town has actually got a mill, an old mill, which is kind of rare around here. And I may do a video about that too. But like I said, weather permitting, and when I decide to get up around on Saturday. But other than that, there's history, just like at Tri Valley. Brian knows the terrain a little bit better than I do around here.
Oh, that's okay. Watch this.
Did you say it's about 80 miles from you?
Yeah, 80 miles.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's about from here to the lake that I recorded on the second part of that video. That is easily it's an hour and 10-minute drive past Highway 50. Because Highway 50 goes outside of town here, past Wichita, and then through Newton, and then there's a there is a roundabout that heads off towards Marion Lake and Marion County Reservoir, which is before Florence. Florence is a little past that. Actually, if you want to get technical, Florence is right next to the roundabout. But yeah, just an old highway.
Well, I'm anxious to get back out with my magnet. It's been, 3 weeks now, I guess, since I've been out with my magnet.
Mm.
It's been too long. I mean, I love detecting, but I love magnet fishing too. And
So, what'd you think of the Cosmosphere?
that was really cool too.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that sometime.
it's a little confusing in the basement. It took me about 15 minutes to remember where the exit was. Because it kind of goes in and out, in and out, in and out, and then you got to follow the path. Like I said in the video, too much information, and yeah.
Wow. I never get him to drink anything anymore.
Like I said, if you guys would go check out Welsh Adventures and More, awesome channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Jody Mosby, what's up, brother? Antler Army. Heck
Jody.
yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Canadian River Raiders just pulled up a cool cash register with his Titan. That's
There you
awesome.
go. A cash register.
I do want to remind everybody that May 27th, 28th, we're going to be doing the thing in Wisconsin. Everybody's welcome, whether you metal detect, magnet fish, or just want to come hang out. Everybody's welcome to show up. I'm
Yeah,
probably
I
going to
mentioned-
have 3 or 4 magnets. Risha will have 2 or 3. Other people will have magnets. If you don't have magnet, if you just want to try it. Willie will have about 50.
Not 50. More like 15. Still waiting on that new one bin.
All right, Jody. Get your belly full. Yeah, I need to get a couple more magnets from Mr. Benny myself.
Yeah. The prospector that was being interviewed by Clan Jin the other day, Golden Eagle, he got
Yeah.
himself a double-sided from Ben.
Thank you, Rachel. So are you. Rachel's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Benny.
Oh, you want to try to beat?
You know, when I first started YouTube,
There you go. All right, I'll keep it look out. Ben's got it there. But anyways,
I didn't know how things would go. You know, I was all nervous about doing YouTube. And
I should have been doing YouTube 4 years ago,
yeah, but
but better late than
after
never.
meeting a bunch of the people, like we got to meet you 2 or
Mhm.
3 months ago. I don't remember how long ago now. When you get old,
November.
Willie, you know, 2 months ago was 5 years.
I should ask my dad about that.
And
All right.
we got to meet so many people in Wisconsin. Can't wait to meet Benny.
That bothers me.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
No smack.
So Benny said he might make it to the event in Wisconsin. So
That'd be awesome.
I think Risha and I is probably going to bring a couple rolls of venison summer sausage.
Oh,
don't
there you go.
I don't think Ben would like it though.
You never
He
know.
probably wouldn't like it. But like I said, everybody's welcome to the event. But when I got started, we did our first live. You know, we were freaking out. Which she still don't like doing live. She don't like being on the camera in front of people. She don't like talking on the camera. But when she finds something good, it don't bother her to.
Because I get freaked out.
Oh, you mean doing a live during?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see. Live digging. I do that myself, but I don't know about the reception around here. I tried to upload a short about that bridge out there in the sticks. It took, I want to say it took like 15 minutes for that to
Wow.
upload. Yeah, it's that bad. But when I got back closer to town in near the tower, it was full sail, I guess you could say. But
Yeah.
you know,
Rachel said she's been doing YouTube 5 years, had a channel for 12. That's awesome, Rachel.
a long time. I know
July.
somebody.
Rachel said hi.
Hi, Rachel.
July will be 3 years since we've started.
Time flies.
Not the one that does your hair.
No, it's a different Rachel, baby.
Any advice on getting
This is
watch
YouTube, Rachel.
hours?
Jersey Lay Diggs.
Now it just slipped out of
Edit.
my mind.
What?
That's what I'd say. Edit. Edit.
Playlist.
Edit.
Do you have a playlist? If you have a playlist, people can watch your videos and the next one will come up, the next one will come up, the next one will come up. And if you can get people when they go to bed just to play your videos, let it run all night. They don't, even if they don't sit there and watch it, as long as
Yeah.
you got a playlist, they can let it just keep running, and that will build up your watch hours. I didn't
Like
know
what-
nothing about a playlist till Brockton told me, and after that, a lot of people in here was doing that for me to get my watch hours.
Are you lazy?
We did it for
Oh, you got sleepy, didn't you?
Venture, for Cal. We did it for him.
Buddy, you get sleepy? How you did? I saw your eyes.
Good luck on your Rachel.
You need me, Brett?
No.
Excuse me, Jersey Ray Diggs.
What did I miss? Benny said he'll be there to give it a try. I might order to bring more than 2 rolls, Ben, if you're going to try it. 'Cause I think me and you could wipe out one each while we're sitting there talking.
Summer sausage ain't that big.
These
rolls are big.
These rolls are about 2
2 feet.
2 feet
Oh,
or
2
more
feet.
long and about
Huh.
that big around,
Yeah,
Willie.
pretty big.
A buddy of mine made them.
Have you ever seen industrial? What is it? Industrial ham? No. Well, anyways, you think that's big? You should see what the stuff that I know someone brings over. This stuff comes in about let's
Thanks
say
for
it's like
coming, Rachel.
6 inches in diameter and it's about 15 feet.
Wow.
long. Yeah, it's like, here, you want a piece of
Wow.
ham? Whack, cut it off. Yeah, here, take this chunk.
Thanks for coming in, Rachel. We
That's
appreciate it.
awesome that you guys found out you were related that way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just when you do a live, ask your viewers if they will put you on like their computer or their TV overnight and
Yeah.
just let your videos run.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
That's what helped me a lot was
That's right, Shannon.
people watching my playlist. Don't play when it comes to summer
Hillbillies
sausage.
don't play.
Yeah, a buddy of mine wanted a knife, and he brought me a couple lawnmower blades. And he's like, "Is that good steel?" And I said, "Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. It's just,
True.
no, I can make you a knife out of it. But whether it's going to be a good steel or not, I don't know." So I made him a knife out of it, and he said, "What I owe you?" And I said, "Well, I want you to make me some summer sausage." And he said, "Okay, I'll make you some." I think I overwhelmed him because I took him 16 or 18 pounds of
Oh, yeah.
meat. And then, of course, he had to buy the sausage to put in there and all the mixes. So
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. I came out with like 20 or 21 packages of summer sausage.
Mountain lion meat's pretty good too.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's how I got my watch hours. Everybody band together and they put my channel on over, let it run overnight and let the videos play over and over, which helped me get my watch hours. So if any of you people in here want to, if you think of it before you go to bed, put Welsh Adventures and More on and just click it and let it play overnight and help them build up their watch hours. That's hard to get, but also your lives, like I'm doing now, that will help you with your watch hours too.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. But that's what helped me. But I been trying to work on some of the stuff for the event in May. Because I told Clay and Jen, I said, I will make you guys some stuff for your event and I'll make some for my event. So I've
You
got
got
to
an
make,
event going on?
I got to make at least 30 knives.
Oh my. You're gonna be working that forge hardcore.
Yeah. So I've got to make at least 30. And that's something I wanted to mention also to a lot of you people. You may or may not know, if you see this beautiful Damascus knife for $65 and it says it's handmade, that doesn't mean it's hand forged. You can buy kits to make all of those knives.
Really?
Myself, my Damascus knives, if I were to sell one, I wouldn't take less than $300 for one of them.
Damascus is kind of a hard design to create, isn't it?
Well, it's you have to forge weld everything together. And my
That's how it was.
knives I've made so far out of cable Damascus. So you got a big cable and you got to heat it, and you got to twist it real tight. Then you got to take a hammer and sit there and go turn it as you hit it till you make it one solid piece where it's all welded together. Then you got to flatten it out. I mean, there's several hours working one of those, but I see them on Facebook all the time. Handmade knife. Well, you can go to the internet. You can order the blank, the handle, the guard, all that stuff. And all you do is assemble it. And then you can say, I handmade it, which you technically did hand make it, but you didn't forge it.
You made it out of surplus parts.
Yeah. I do make some knives where I got like the old sawmill saw blades.
Uh-huh.
And I will cut the shape out, but I still have to heat it, take the temper out, put the, the bevel on it, heat it, temper it. Hi, Patterson. How you doing, Dave? Oh, so now I can say hi. You Beard, Risha, Willie, Joker, Connie. Hi again, Barry, Teresa. You tried forging the Secret Service, was not happy.
Must have been the wrong type of forging.
But most of the knives, like the railroad spike knives and the horseshoe knives, things like that, the nail knives, those are more of conversation piece. Yeah, you can use them, but they're not great steel.
Hello, Wicked.
Hey, Wicked Digger, how you doing, brother Chris?
Wicked Digger.
Chris said hi to you, Rashaya. Hello.
What?
Chris said hi.
Hello.
She's off in her own world, Chris. But the steel out of the old saw blades is good steel. I make them out of files. I
Yeah,
make them out of different
a lot of
things.
people do.
But if I go to sell a knife that is cut out of a saw blade, I will say it is handmade because I didn't forge it.
Yeah.
But I did cut it out of a raw piece of metal, do all the work the same as if I'd forged it. But
Isn't that like a heat treated metal? A saw blade or
it's
forged?
some of part of the blade is heat treated, but not all of it.
Maybe just the tips. The
Tex.
yeehaw.
I stole Bubby's hat.
Yellowstone.
That's awesome, Dave. David said he's going to be off the week before the event
Hey,
too.
Chris.
So
Cool.
there's going to be a lot of people up there for the week before the event.
Yep.
Risha
Yeah.
and I did the weekend before. Dave's going to take off. I think Colt and Nick's going to be there. Probably Elijah.
True. I mean, I tried to, but my boss wouldn't let me. He just doesn't understand.
You want to get on the live with your mask? You want to show Willie? Show him your mask.
Oh, there you go. Looks like something from Payday.
Yeah, show the teeth. Let him
Yeah,
see.
and there are different railroad spikes. There's railroad spikes that they use in certain locations,
That's
yeah.
funny.
like over bridges and things that are actually a different railroad spike than 90% of the rest of them. And some of your railroad spikes on the back will, on the head of it will have, I can't remember now what the number is, but that means it is a harder steel than just a regular railroad spike.
Yeah, different forging.
When you take a saw blade, or when I hand forge one out of a spring steel,
Oh, thank you.
and
I'm just going to put it on like this, okay?
like the cable, all that, I quench that in oil. Now my
Oil
railroad
quenching?
spike, stuff like that, I use soapy water.
Really?
Yeah, Joker, I don't know when Joker's going to make it down for the, he arrives hey, Clay and Jen.
The rusty magnets. Hello.
Joker said he arrives 25th back on the road May 31st. That's awesome.
Okay.
I don't know, Connie, if you watch it on two different devices, if it will give double
Thanks, bad idea, Lime.
the watch hours
Oh, wicked. Okay. Thanks, Chris.
or not.
You were flipping it so fast I couldn't see.
Well, I was trying to catch back up. I wanted to put that back up there. If anybody knows, if you watch on two devices, if it gives the double the watch hours, if you'd put it in here, let us know, please.
I think if it's the same IP address, it counts as the same one.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Like,
Represent.
heck yeah, Willie. I got mine on. Little grandson said, why it's dirty? I said, because I wear it magnet fishing, metal detecting. I wear it everywhere to advertise.
Hold on. Okay, I'll just
I know, from what I understand, I can put the TV on, the computer on. There can be 4 or 5 people in here on their phones. On this live, it shows as one person.
Yeah. It's all under the same account.
Yeah.
So it only counts as one device being used.
If you ever want 140-year-old railroad spikes, just speak up and we can get them dug up, not finished, out of water. We've got bunches from an old railroad bed. Last had a train 50 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Mr. Claybert,
No.
the 22nd. I'm not sure what day that is, Clay, but we will be up there the weekend before because I got that whole week off. I plan on getting up and leaving here at midnight, which will actually be midnight or 12:01 Saturday morning. So hopefully we're there by noon or before, so we can do something Saturday, Sunday, then all the next week up through the next Sunday. Then we'll drive back on, was it Memorial Day?
I'm leaving on a Wednesday, so I'll probably have like the middle of the week if I push it, but it usually takes about two days to get there for me. But that was Ohio.
All right, Shannon, thanks for coming in, brother. Hello, Tom. Clay says that's Monday. Yeah, Clay, I got that week off too, so I plan on leaving and hopefully being there that Saturday before vacation around noon. Depending on the time, when I'm driving at that time of night, it should be faster because there shouldn't be road work and a lot of traffic and things like that.
As long as there's no deer.
Yeah, that's another thing I got to watch out for.
Yeah, both of us do in this part of the country.
But in May, there should be, not that they don't get hit, but
Yeah.
there'll be more vegetation in May, so they're not having to travel as far to find it too. But I can't wait to get back up there. Like I said, anybody that wants to come is welcome, whether you magnet fish, metal detect, hello BC, or if you just want to come hang out with us. Last year after the event, we ended up, a bunch of us went to a restaurant and we ate. They put us in the back corner, and I think we were still louder than the rest of the restaurant, but we were having fun. Reach and I was getting ready to go to the motel. Clay's like, "Where are you going?" I said, "Motel." He said, "Hey, we're going magnet fishing again." Said, okay.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Go in the middle of the night. Just make sure you bring a good quality spotlight.
That's awesome, Clay. We're ready. I'd leave right now if I could.
I'm ready for Karen's house.
Rita said she's ready for Karen's house. We are bringing our kayaks this
Oh
time.
my, that's gonna be a riot.
I think I can get my.
Oh, if we could get like 10 of us behind Karen's house in our kayaks, that would be hilarious.
10 of us behind Karen's house. Yeah.
Well,
I think I can close my, what's it called, a tonneau covered.
Tonneau cover, yeah.
I think it's going to close just fine with the kayaks in there, but
yours was a hard rubber one, right? Or was it a hard plastic? Can't remember.
No, it's more of
Vinyl?
more of a vinyl,
Yeah. It's the one that can.
but it
move a
rolls
little
up
bit.
and down. When I
Yeah.
bought it, they had two that looked identical, and there's about $200 difference. And I said, "Why is that one higher?" And they said, "It's lifetime warranty." And I said, "Well, that's the one I want to have." They said, "Well, a lot of people will put the cheap one on because they only keep their truck a couple of years." I said, "I can't afford a new truck." So that's the first one of my life and probably the last one of my life. 2.5 million views on Facebook for the Karen. That's awesome.
I bet she's hating every moment of that. Yeah, I mean, getting out is definitely a good thing. You get bored on Saturday, fine. Go pick up the magnets and go.
I was telling them earlier, Barry and Teresa, I don't remember if you were in here, but when Brittany got Little Man yesterday, Risha said I had like 10 minutes to metal detect. Hi, Gramps. So I went out and I think we dug 6 targets. I had 2 wheat pennies, a quarter, a round thing that's got writing on it that looks aluminum, and 2 pieces of wire. And I went out today and I dug 6, 7 targets, 4 wheat pennies, Memorial, and then 2 little pieces of metal of some sort. I'm not sure what they were.
I'm glad I found that wheat penny out at the event from Tri-Valley's event. That was
Salty. Yeah. But Risha told me yesterday, she said, you're getting too darn good with that detector. But like I said, the coil makes a difference. Where I found most of those wheat pennies here at the house, we've been over several times.
Uh-huh.
But I have a 6-inch coil. I mean, it's tiny. It looks like a donut. But when you got multiple targets and a bigger coil, you're picking them all up. So it's just a big mess. Even though that detector will try to pick one out and separate. And with that little coil, I was able to hear in between those other targets and pinpoint where it was at.
There's Tri-Valley right there.
Yeah, they're going to have a.
His ears must be burning.
Really, my brain is gone.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be having another deal in Kansas, too. A seeded hunt. He's going to have a seeded hunt at some point.
Yeah, we were
to check that out.
We were talking about something earlier today.
Oh, you just got done eating, Brian? I haven't eaten yet.
I'm hurrying.
Or as my dad would say, et. I haven't et yet.
Et.
Yeah, he said, I haven't. Have you et? He's going to be 85 here shortly.
Oh, my.
He's still out metal detecting and magnet fishes and cuts firewood and splits firewood. And
yeah, grandfather is 90, so I know how that can be.
Nutese said his roast just got finished. And you know good and well he's not going to offer to bring me a big old plate of it. We had roast last week 2 nights. A good roast is hard to beat.
That it is. There's just something about pulling it out of the crock pot.
I wish Chris could make it to the event this year. Yeah. I know it'd be a heck of a drive for him. And I'm going to get with him at some point. Reese and I were talking. We don't know if we can make it this year, but if not this year, next year, we're going to go make a big loop, and we plan on going and seeing Shane and Chris from Wicked Digger and Brockton and Iffy Signals and Josh from 508. And who else is up that way?
End of October, beginning of November. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Just as long as it ain't deer rifle season. I haven't missed one since I was a little kid, and I ain't going to start this year.
Always got to find that deer.
All right, Dave. You know what? I've been deer hunting since I was a little kid. That's pretty cool, Dave. A lot of people, when they start hunting, hi, Mary, think I've got to get a deer. I've got to get a deer. I've got 0 this season.
Oh.
I sat and watched them. We got 9 that's been staying in our driveway. At least 4 to 5 days a week, you're going to see them in the driveway. They come eat in our yard. I just watch them. I can go sit in the tree stand here at the house and
can't find them
there. I'll even have them come smell up the ladder and look up at me and go on eating because they know they're not going to in any danger here at the house. Now, Big Old Buck, he's going to be in trouble, but I'm old lion, the does and fawns and all that. No, I would rather watch them up north where I go. If I am desperate for deer meat, I go up there.
Hey, Mary.
Get one. But it's like the turkeys, we like watching them.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody watched Shane's live the other night, but I got so tickled. That's another person I got to meet with Shane and FL Thunder digging with Rob.
Yeah, I met Shane.
Shane's an awesome guy.
Shane and Vehicle.
He was talking about in his live whenever he come down here, and he spent, I think, 3 days with us, 3 or 4, I can't remember now. Had a blast, but he was telling everybody that He said, yeah, I met this guy. Then we're going down this long, dark driveway, and here I am riding with this big old bearded guy thinking, what's waiting for me down at the end of this driveway?
Nothing but trouble. That's what, boy.
Yeah. But he was here, and he said he felt at home, and I'm glad. That was our intention. We want everybody to feel at home, feel like family when they're with us and around us. And he was in here talking to Risha, and I'd went out on the porch for something. I called him out there, and I hooted like an owl, and a little turkey in the timber just gobbling away. And he said, that's got to be the coolest thing I've ever heard. He said, that's just crazy. Yeah, they're around here all the time.
The owls.
Joe said he's trying to be halfway nice.
Yeah. Every so often in the summer, there's 2 owls that perch upon the telephone poles out front of this house, and they'll hoot. And you got to go outside, shine the spotlight out of them to make them go away. They go on for about 2-3 hours. Hoo hoo, hoo hoo. Like, go away,
Yeah.
bird.
I like listening to him. But I told Clay and Jen, we went up there, I guess as friends. We had talked to them on lives and things like that, and left family. I mean, Clay and Jen to us is everybody's our family, but
Anyone in the community is.
we got to spend some extra time with them, and they're awesome.
Can't wait to
They're
meet them in
awesome
person.
people. Ken had a visitor on his stand a few years ago, climbed the tree and sat right next to him and watched him. He probably wanted his venison turkey in his pocket.
Bet so.
Had a coon climb the tree with him. That's fun.
Raccoon.
Yeah, brother, we can't wait to get back up there. If we could get up there sooner, we would. I don't know if you was in here when I was saying I think I've got to try to come up with 30 knives before May.
Just wait till you see the mess of magnets I have.
Yeah, Clay said he's looking forward to meeting you, Willie.
Yeah, I am too. As long as everything goes proper. Even if it is raining, we're still going. But
Come here, talk to Mom.
if you haven't checked out the video for the Cosmosphere, if you're looking for some kind of interesting thing to look at, just hit my channel up. So
Oh
just
yeah,
throwing that out there.
if you haven't checked out Tin Man Magnet Fishing, Willie's channel, and sub, please go give him a like and a sub. He's
Still hovering at
interesting videos. That old bridge, I would like to see that old bridge sometime. That's really cool.
Yeah, like I said, that's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's barely a mile. Weird thing is, it's like that road access to it is also someone's driveway, so it's kind of like, do you go down it or do you not? And,
Yeah.
It's just really funny that the town's post office is actually for sale right now, and it's like smack dab right next to the railroad track when you turn off off the road, and it's like they went 90 grand for this place. I'm like, it's nice, but it's out in the sticks. Like, at least we got near the bridge. But what you can't see in the first part of that video, when I point off saying there is a bridge, there's actually a modern bridge not too far from it, which would have been the west.
Yeah, Barry Teresa's talking about the screech owls. It was 2 or 3 years ago, Reach and I was coming down the driveway, and it was kind of raining and cold, and we got this little cedar tree going down the hill, and there's another hill comes up, and I stopped the truck, and she said, what are you looking at? And there's a space about this high, and I said, look underneath that limb, and there was that little owl, wasn't that big. He was tiny.
They're so cute.
Really?
And he just sat there. Brian said your middle of nowhere looks like his middle of nowhere.
I'll have you know that you live in the Flint Hills, man. You live closer to them than I do. I gotta travel like 100 miles just to get to it. But none but
Mary,
flat land around here.
Mary said somebody needs to show Clay how to magnet fish and not just stand around looking pretty. There you go, Clay. You got a compliment from Mary. How about that? I don't know if that's the first one you ever got, but you got one. She thinks you're pretty.
Hey, Jody.
All right, Gramps.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you in a little bit.
Joker's wanting to know if there's places to recharge batteries because a lot of people are going to have a problem.
Use their phones.
Yeah, I don't use my phone unless
External
I'm
power pack.
a short. I want to get one of those for my phone and for my detector. But I got a
cheap one here,
and I got like 8 batteries.
Yeah, this is like what some people use for. It's just an external power port plug. I find them all the time in old cars, but they'll give you about maybe 30 minutes more.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, you can get a professional one for $50, $100, but
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Ohio River history.
Hey, Shane, how you doing, brother? I was just talking about you a while ago when you was telling everybody about going down the dark driveway with the big bearded guy, wondering what was at the end of the road.
How much would you dig their property?
I don't know if they would.
What gets me mad is the dumb woodpeckers. There's tons of those around, especially when you start hearing them rattle on your drains.
Oh.
They might, Connie. I'd have to ask them.
Where the Jackass Man?
Yeah, there used to be we called it the Jackass Farm out of town here because this guy, that's what he had, and
donkey.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre incoming.
It was awesome, and we had a blast, brother. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
I was saying a while ago, we don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but we're planning on making a circle coming up. Seeing you going by, seeing Wicked Digga and Brockton and Iffy Signals and Josh. And I know I'm missing somebody, and I can't think of who.
Brian. And Judy.
Yeah, we want to see Judy and maybe Brad, Fat Magnet guy. Hey, Frank. We want to see as many people as we can, but we will have to plan it out accordingly day by day. So we get to this spot, find a motel or whatever, or already have it set up. So we know the next day we're going to be with Shane. The next day we'll be with Chris and Chris and Brockton and all them's pretty close together. And I talked to Brockton a while back, and he said if we make it up there, he'll try to get with all those guys so we can all be together at one time, which would be awesome.
All right, yeah.
Brian said he'd be heading towards me, then be heading north once he hits the Missouri line.
Don't know if it's true or not, but I haven't asked Ed yet, but I heard through the grapevine Ed might be showing up to the event as well.
Oh, yeah. He was asking me about it. So that's a possibility of him being there, yeah.
Well, Jericho is going to be there. Jericho and Hercules. He's usually talking with
yeah, he's supposed to be there.
Jen.
That's awesome, Shane. He said he'll put us up at the hotel as long as we want to stay. We may never leave, Shane.
Yep.
The only way that you have to leave is you run out of money.
Yeah, we just have to not
We'll
spend
call
a
Brittany.
lot of time in the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We're pretty good about that. If we go to the casino, we take a set amount of money.
Mhm.
If we lose it, we're done. If I say take 200 to play with and I hit 400, I put 200 back in my wallet. And then if I lose the other 200 or whatever, I'm
He said
done.
he could do a week. That's awesome.
Wow. He said, well, that may cause a problem.
Yeah.
Beamed in the head.
Yeah. You'd be tired of us in a week, Shane. Connie wants to know if it has truck parking, Shane. If so, she's probably been there. She used to drive truck with her husband, Mike. Hey, Jake, how you doing, brother?
Where'd he go?
There it is, Connie. Belterra Casino in Indiana. So they did have, but they closed it after an incident.
Oh,
She hasn't drove a truck for a few years, Shane, so it might have been years ago when she was there, but I'm just excited about the event. I've got a lot of work to get done by then. I know May seems like a long ways away, but as much stuff as I got to try to get done by then.
it'll be here sooner than you know it.
Yeah, and I've
Oh man. Well, I guess I could do it Sunday. Oh well.
thank you, Jake. Appreciate that.
Temperature is just getting all fluctuated again.
Yeah.
You open it up and then check and see if they're done.
How do you open it?
Just pull it out.
Jake said he wore my shirt to work today, and tons of people loved it and asked where they could get them and send them my way. That's awesome. I appreciate that, Jake. I need to get some more made before the event.
Huh. Wisconsin casinos. There's a few here in this state, but nothing too
Up to where
unique.
the flat layer.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't go to no casinos while we were up there. Hi, Christy. It's great to see you.
Hi, Christy.
We may have to go to one while we're up there this next time. But, you know, honestly, when we got there, we left here at 2 a.m. and we got up there, I think, by noon. And
It's
we went over to, we got in our room, we went over to Clay and Jen's. By the time all that happened, it's starting to get dark. Clay and Jen drove us around town, showing us where everything was. We got up the next morning, just after daylight, ate breakfast over at Clay and Jen's, and we were gone up the other side of Green Bay, magnet fishing, and I think it was pretty much dark when we got back home. The next day, we were at it again, basically daylight till dark. So there wasn't much time for other stuff. Hi, Nigel. Thank you.
Nigel Northants.
So we were either magnet fishing or heading to a spot to magnet fish.
Here's a question from last year. How many people stopped and asked what you guys were doing? Does anyone have answer on that one?
I missed part of that, Willie. Sorry, I was reading Mary's comment.
Well, I was just wondering how many people got stopped and asked about what you guys were doing.
When we were magnet fishing?
Yeah, like how many people aren't familiar with it still.
I think when we were in Green Bay, there was 1 or 2 people.
Oh, really?
stopped and asked Clay or Jen what we were doing. But other than that, not too many.
Good question, 907. Let me check.
What I miss?
He's asking how far I'm away from
How
Tulsa,
far from
Oklahoma.
Tulsa?
I want to say it's 200 or 300 miles.
That's awesome, Teresa. Yeah, we might have to pick a night and a bunch of us go meet at a casino somewhere. If Connie goes, I can just play on her money. What are you doing?
It's hot.
To answer your question, 907, it's 3 hours and 17 minutes from where I live. So it's 223 miles.
And said they had several ask when they were in the park area. Okay, 'cause we were moving around at that. Risha and I were at that time. No, thank you. Oh yeah, right off the bat, our very first trip, we went up the other side of Green Bay a ways, and we weren't there. I don't even think we were there 5 minutes. And this officer pulls up and said, "People, there was like a concrete deal, then there was a metal thing above it. So we stood on the concrete and we're bracing on the metal part, and he asked us to get down because people were calling in saying we were all going to jump off in the water or something."
I see. Yeah, because it seems like when you're in a populated area like that, people start thinking, "Oh no, he's going to kill himself or something." Like, no, we're throwing a magnet in the water. There's a difference. I don't have the rope tied around my neck, do I? No.
Hey, Josh.
508.
We're just talking about you too. I don't remember exactly where you live, Mary. I can't keep up with everybody. Yeah, Nigel said he's a few hours away.
More like a few time zones.
That would probably be about a 2-day trip.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I looked it up.
Wonder how long it'd take you to get there by boat.
No, I don't want that.
I don't know. I don't even know how the flights would work.
Yeah, but you're not gonna eat it.
He's eating it, but he's trying to shove milk in it.
Oh, Mary's in Michigan. We're trying to get some more people to come to the event. We're hoping to get, well, I'm not going to say who they are, but we're hoping to get some more YouTube channels there. I know they said they're going to try to make it, but they're not confirmed.
That's good.
Well, Nigel said he's in the U.S. this year.
Yeah, this is the year he comes over.
That's awesome, Nigel.
Stop, son.
Oh, if I was going to say a location, 907, it'd have to be Texoma.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, mommy, blow it.
But, well,
Blow it.
probably one of the southern lakes of the state between the border of Kansas and Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
Josh, I was saying Risha and I either later this year or next year are hoping to make it up. See you and Shane and Brockton and Hippie Signals, Wicked Digger, and I may be missing somebody. I'm not sure.
Wow. 800.
That's awesome, Bold Lion.
Definitely.
Oh, he's in Florida for 16 days, so he might be able to meet up with Swamp Rat.
I like that.
Or Magnet Junkie, or the Magnetic Squatch.
Yeah, or Squatch.
That'd be cool for an international.
Yeah,
Though I
I'd really
think,
like to do that.
isn't it Deej was the only one that recently went to England though?
Yeah, Deej went over there.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Deej. Nice lady.
Nigel Barry's wanting to know where in Florida you're going because he lives in Florida too.
Oh yeah, SWFL. There's another one. Tampa Bay Magnet Fisher, or if he's still around.
Nick says he's not far from Brockton.
Staying in Disney again. Oh, maybe when he's down in Florida, he can watch one of the rockets be launched. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky.
Something happened to your volume, Willie.
Not this again.
It got loud and it got crackly. What are you doing, man?
Lovey, come here. September 21. You nasty.
I'll try with my husband.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mom, eat some of my beef.
Is this mine?
No.
Mom, have some beef.
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's better.
Okay. Yeah, I had to shut the stupid thing off. It's doing that thing again.
And I gotta have like 2 things.
Says you'll be close to Swamp Rat, Nigel.
Hey, Bubby, I'm gonna make you a plate.
Maybe Swampy can take you magnet fishing while you're here. 5th time. The wife loves it there.
Really? He's gone to Florida 5 times.
I live in the U.S. and I've never been there once.
I'm gonna make your plate, okay? Bro?
I'm not sure, Clay. Clay wants to know if John's coming to Wisconsin this year.
I do not know yet of anything.
They don't know.
They're not sure yet, Clay. They'll have to see
No.
if they can get vacation and things like that.
You know, if he does show up, you know how many people are going to show up with clown masks? He will not be able to let that down at all. He'll be having nightmares for weeks, probably.
Hey, you want carrot? You want carrot?
Barry said he's 45 minutes away from the Rat Shack.
The rat shack.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Costing him a fortune, like $10K. Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy. But yeah, Clay, they'll just have to see if they can get off work.
Come here, sit
I'm
down.
not sure how their vacation is. I've only got, I don't know what I got, like 5 weeks of vacation is all I have. So
I'm good if I get a week off.
You know that they're his favorite works.
well, I'm working on 33 years where I've been working. And they
It'll
changed
be-
our vacation. Because used to, you got it all at the beginning of the year, and every 5 years you got a bonus 40 hours. Now
Yeah.
you got to work and earn it as you go along.
Bubby, please.
Huh.
And that doesn't make
Prestige.
no sense to me. Just like last year, they had this big job that was important, had to get out. Well, nobody got all their vacation at the end of the year, so 3/4 of the plant is gone. So
Yeah.
we don't have nobody to run this. Hey, whose fault was that?
My dad has to do with similar things like that sometimes. He gets 2 weeks off, or he just had 2 weeks off, so.
Well,
That is
I'm
good for
normally
him.
off.
Zap the bot.
Huh? Look. I'm gonna put videos on for you. Go get up your knee.
You're doing something right if you find these stupid bots.
Yeah, Connie got them for me and Mary. Thank you guys. I was trying to get them, but I ain't that fast. I was trying to get back to what Josh was saying.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. I got a idea for 907. What he was saying. There is
I was
that
thinking,
abandoned town that I was talking about earlier. The one, it's Elk City. it actually has a 1876 bridge over a river. Very familiar to like one of the ones that you went to
Thank you, Jeff.
With your dad and Outdoor Influencer.
Yeah.
It's one of
Thank you.
those big old suspension or plate looking bridges.
Well, we went to 2 bridges,
Okay. Sorry.
and Risha and I were going to go magnet fishing one day, and they've shut.
Oh, God.
It's like a park area. Then you can park there, and then you can walk to this old bridge, or you can get up on the road, go across, and walk down this other one. And they had it closed off where we couldn't get in there. So
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
There's an old broken bridge. Yeah, Elk City. It's near the Kansas border down south.
Okay.
Appreciate that, Josh. Josh said we can stay with him as long as we don't mind animals and kids and crazy kids.
My animals are kids, so.
She said her animals are kids. We're used to that, Josh.
Mom, what are you talking about?
If it's not little man, it's his parental units.
Excuse me, Elk Falls. I'm getting confused again. Off of Highway 160.
Really? That's all I brought.
Wow, last time it was 14,000.
Is Brockton?
Haven't seen Brockton
Well,
in a while.
darn it.
I'll be in
Brockton was on
in
the other night.
February, but I'll be with my sister, and they aren't into magnet fishing or any kind of treasure hunting. They only like shopping.
Well, everyone.
All right, Clay, I appreciate it, brother. We'll have to chat one of these days soon. Like I said, I've got some stuff I'm working on for you and Jen. I won't be able to mail it. I'll have to deliver it when we get there. And
The Redisty Magnet. See ya.
I'm going to try to make about 30 knives. And the more people, hello, headed to the creek, the more people that show up, the more
You did go.
chances to get a door prize they will have.
True. Very true. I can consider myself lucky from what I've won from the prospecting community lately. Or I should say last year now, but still.
Speaking of which, when was it? New Year's Eve that Roe Diggin was having the big deal. She had Lost Boys, Andy from Lost Boys Recovery on there and all that. I ended up winning a silver dollar. I can't remember now what it was, but it's 0.99. Hello, 717.
A troy ounce.
Yeah, of silver, which put me in a drawing, another drawing that was that New Year's Day? I think it was New Year's
717 detectors
Day.
below. New Year's Day.
And there were 21 people in that, and the top 5 would get, number 5 would get an ounce, number 4 would get 2 ounces, number 3 would get 3 ounces, number 2 would get 5 ounces, and number 1 was going to get 13 ounces of silver.
Yeah, the prospecting community had a similar event with JP and all them up to Christmas. It started out with
Hi, Sherry.
I want to say it was Candy Veteran, and then it worked itself all the way to JP's Live Saturday. Then I believe it went to Mark, Guido, and a few others. But yeah, I got a few things. I got to figure out a potato pan and a few other things, like a finisher pan, so I can start doing that. What Rose does.
But I got into the top 5, which I figured I'd get eliminated, but I made it into the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up, my name was drawn fourth, which I won 2 ounces of silver. I think there was a silver dollar, a silver $half. I can't remember now. There might have been 2 silver $half. There was only supposed to be 2 ounces or whatever. And then I forget how many silver dimes. I mean, it was a pretty sweet package that I won. And I couldn't believe that. So I won silver.
A wheel of death is what they call it.
The last day of the year I won silver. The first day of the year I won silver.
Huh.
So I thought that's a pretty
Lucky.
good start to the year, ending and beginning to the year.
Maybe the reason why you can't find any silver in the ground is because you won it. Never know.
I'm not going to say I haven't found any in the ground, Willie. You have to watch the videos.
I do.
Like I said, I had a good ending to the year and a good beginning. So
Yeah. I starting to get kind of distracted by the local scrap man lately. He's doing some interesting restorations and whatnot.
I'm hoping next week I have a couple of items made so I can show kind of what I'm doing. I know a while back I showed one of the nails, the railroad nails that I was working on that was into a sword. I mean, I've got several of those I've got to make. I'm going to do some railroad spike. I'm going to do some horseshoe knives.
Horseshoe knife. Huh.
Yeah.
Must be a annoying process to bend a curved piece of metal out straight again. Get it hot, bend it.
It's not too bad when you get it heated up. I mean, you got to get it pretty warm, but once you do, it works pretty good. But I really haven't forged a knife, I don't think, since the one I did the video making for Ben.
Really?
Yeah. And that was out of a piece of coil spring off of a railroad car.
Really?
Yeah. It's my first attempt at making one out of it. It turned out pretty darn good. He said he really liked it.
The way you twist.
Huh?
The way you twist those railroad spikes and the knives is really cool. I showed my coworker one of those, and he found it fairly interesting.
There's lots of different things you can do. It's called a Rubik cube. You can do a pineapple twist. Now they got one they call a shark's tooth. I can't think of all of them offhand, but there's several different things you can do. I'm probably not going that extravagant since I have so many to make. My husband is.
Yeah, you'll probably be going through a lot of metal.
Yeah, I got a lot to do. I've been going to do it the last 2 or 3 days, but it's just been too windy. Because my forge is a coal forge and it's outside, so I have to take advantage when the weather allows it.
Yeah, you know how the wind whips through, goes from Kansas to Missouri faster than you can say, "Oh, where'd it go?"
I don't know if you've seen a while back, Christy, but I found these. Risha and I and Hillbilly were magnet fishing an old train bridge and found these square nails. Some of them's probably 10 inches long, some about 13, 14 inches long. And I'm going to make some swords out of them. So they're probably going to end up being close to 2 foot long, some of them. They're going to be pretty cool, I think.
You ever use track plate? Or is that too thick?
It's not too thick, but you would have to cut it down, and I'm not really sure what kind of metal it is.
That's true.
But there are people that use track plates, turn them upside down, and use for an anvil.
Huh. An anvil.
Yeah, they also use part of a railroad track for an anvil.
I've seen that before.
The only problem with that is if you don't have it machined down, it's got curved ends, and next thing you know, you're hammering along and you're just bending your knife because it's going across them curved parts of that track piece. All right, Christy.
Later, Joker.
Is Joker leaving?
Yeah, he is.
Night, Joker. Take care, brother. Yeah, I probably ain't gonna stay on a lot longer. I just wanted to kind of recap some of last year and the fun we had. I mean, we had some pretty cool finds last year. I found a railroad lock magnet fishing. I found a railroad lock metal detecting.
I
Few
found a few.
firearms, some old coins. I even found coins magnet fishing. I can't remember what country they're from, but I found 3 magnet fishing last year.
Probably Mexican.
No, there weren't
No?
from Mexico.
Hmm.
But I did find 1 coin metal detecting from Mexico. And then I found a couple Canadian pennies. Hi, Bob. So I have found some foreign coins, but Risha's found 2 or 3 foreign coins. It's just, I don't even remember where they're from. It's crazy. And she's found some really cool stuff because she'll dig numbers that I just generally won't dig.
Uh-huh.
Because 99% of the time it's trash, but that 1% it's not.
Yep. You
I
always
dig
got to
hole
dig.
after hole after hole, and I'm like, it's all trash. The next thing I know, she's like, look what I found. Wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool. But I hope people can join us next year. Or
Yeah.
next year at the event.
Yeah, this year.
I'm already a year ahead, Willie.
Yeah, you're probably thinking 2
You had
events.
a lot of good finds, Nigel. We would love to come over there and magnet fish with you. Sherry Lynn said hi, Risha. Sherry Lynn said hi.
Hello.
She's in there
Question
feeding her face.
Question is, when you get over there, are you going to use your magnet that you shipped 60 days in advance, or are you going to use an online magnets magnet? That is the question. Because if you had a group of us over there, well, I guess you'd have to borrow a magnet.
Well, if I had to borrow one, I'd use whatever.
True.
If I was going to ship one, it'd be a Kratos.
Oh.
I agree.
Not that there's not other good magnets out there. I'm not saying that. I just know from what companies I've dealt with, Benny's second to none as far as customer service. He actually magnet fishes. He gets on live streams with people and he talks and carries on. He interacts, and if I got a question, unless he's at a dig site, I can message him and boom, he's right back.
Definitely.
I mean, Ben's awesome.
Well, I know one thing. I'll be first in line for that new magnet. Been waiting about 8 months for it. Every day. Look for it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can make it, Christy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
Damn, I forgot to say hello to my Jeep buddy.
Hey, Tom Riley.
I don't know if you hear Tom or not. He said Risha put 4 hearts, and there you are ignoring him. Your Jeep
That
buddy.
is true, Nigel. That is true.
So,
You use what you have in your home country.
yeah, I would say they're really good magnets. I never.
Yeah, they are. I've had a few of them.
It's just Benny has been great. I've not had any issues with any of the products. I got my Titan probably 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said before, I bought a brand new one before I went to Wisconsin last year now. It's still in the box over there. It is Loctited. It's never, other than that, it's never been out of the box. Other than me Loctite it and put it back. And I don't see any throwing it in the water until I wear the other one out, or heaven forbid I lose it.
I prefer to use mine on a rotation since I have so many. I just pick and choose. What are we going to use today? Small magnet, large magnet. Also, Depends on if I'm at an angle or vertical, like if it's a bridge or so.
Did you get one of those Helioses?
Yeah, I got the Helios after I watched your video, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah,
Thoroughly
it
impressed.
is.
I plan
It
on
is
using it
very
at the
surprising.
bridge. Yeah. For as,
Hello, Jay.
for as light as that magnet is, I can't say nothing bad about it. I mean, I like my large magnets, but when it comes to that magnet, that was impressive for how light it is. I'll be using that one come that bridge. I'm maybe doing a video Saturday. If not Saturday, it'd be Sunday. But just depends on weather or whatnot. It's supposed to be 40 degrees Saturday, so.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. Risha never did throw it, but she was filming me when I was magnet fishing with it, and she said, "I cannot believe that little tiny magnet is hold." Well, you saw that sign I pulled up.
Yeah, that sign, what was it, at least 70 pounds?
Probably. I mean, it was the
It was
pole
big.
taller than me,
Mhm.
and then the sign was what 3.5 foot by 2 foot. It was a big sign, and I tried the claw, and as you've seen in the video,
Yeah,
the
it
claw
didn't
just
stick.
fell off. It wasn't even hooked to the sign in any way. It was just crazy. I couldn't believe.
Those 360s will make you a believer. That's for
I mean,
sure.
when I picked my envelope with it, because she said it won't do it, I said, I bet it will. When I
It's
picked
rated
that
at
up with it,
1,400
I'm like,
pounds.
yep. And
I
what?
swapped out a smaller rope for it so I can actually throw it farther. Because a larger rope, about 100 feet, uh, when it gets wet, it will water down your ability to throw it pretty far.
Yeah, I was having much trouble throwing it. I mean, it's like throwing nothing.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch up on some of the comments, but it's a crazy little magnet. And I think it'll be great for kayaks because you get
Oh, yeah.
a 3,800-pound Titan stuck in a kayak,
You ain't getting it back.
a heavy piece of metal, it ain't coming off.
Nope. I'd like to see what that 3,000-pound single-sided will do real soon.
Yeah. That's
still
something
can't-
else that we might be taking to the event to give people opportunity to win. Is we've got two Rogue 1,200-pound single sides.
Good magnet. Very good.
They are good magnets, but we don't use them anymore. They have been used, but we don't use them. Put them back in the box, and they don't need to just sit here and wither away. If somebody else could use them, give them the opportunity to win one at the event.
Mm-hmm.
Barry says he used a 100-foot rope on his 2400 360 and let the current take it out to the end. You must
Kinda
have
risky,
a strong current.
Yeah, especially if you get stuck on a rock, though. But maybe the current's strong enough you don't have to worry about rocks.
That's possible.
Yeah, especially with a 100-foot rope.
Jeff said that's what he has, and he hasn't had a chance to use it yet. I like my Titan. I ain't gonna say I don't, but
You done driving it?
I've been throwing the Artemis quite a bit lately, and it does a heck of a job. But that little Helios, it was just. I knew if Ben put it out, it had to be a good magnet.
Mm-hmm.
I was just shocked at how much stuff. Well, in that video I put out, you know, I'd have like 2 railroad plates, and there'd be so much stuff gobbed on that little magnet, and I could feel it trying to pick up more, but there was just no way it would stick to it.
I can say that probably the main magnets that I go with is the 3800 Kratos Titan and the clamp magnet as well. Those are like the first two that I go for, my medium magnets. But like I was trying to break the ice out there at the lake the other day,
Yeah.
I had to break out the Poseidon just to smash the ice enough.
That Rogue is a good magnet, Jeff. There ain't no two ways about it.
Does anyone use any of the other ones from Rogue? I've seen like 2 or 3 videos of someone using their 360, and don't they have a double-sided too now?
I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with them. I thanked them for giving, letting me try their magnets. And I told them the only thing was all they had was a single side at the time. And before I got the 360, I like the double side personally better. A lot of people like the single sided better. At that point, I used them both, and I thought the double sided, for me, the way I magnet fish worked better. All right,
Yeah.
Nigel, thank you for coming in, brother. We truly appreciate it. Happy New Year to you and your family.
A single-sided is good for docks, I know that. A double-sided is good for like trying to go through rocks. But when you get up into the 360 range, since it's all around, if you don't watch yourself, like I had previous video, got stuck to the dock, so it's like, oh, whoops. And that 360 is, doesn't matter what size it is, it's a pain to get off flat metal.
Yeah.
I mean, some people think, oh yeah, smack it with a hammer. That's the wrong thing you can do.
Well, I had a Brute 1,200 pound. And then Rogue sent me their 1,200 pound. And in my opinion of the two magnets, the Rogue was way stronger 1,200 pound magnet than the Brute.
I started out with Brute magnets and then moved my way up to a stronger magnet, feeling for the competition, see which one's better. Had Beast Box just for once, and then
Hi, Marty.
had a few others, but once Ben came out with these magnets, I found my company, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, Jeff, they're good. And, a lot of people, this is just my opinion, but a lot of people think you go magnet fishing, you throw the magnet out, you pull it back. That's all you do. It's like anything. There is an art or a trick to magnet fishing.
Yes, there is.
And you're going to use a single-sided differently than a double-sided, differently than a 360. You're going to, when I would throw off of a bridge with my double side, I would pull the rope and let it go. So that magnet kept popping down on the bottom.
Bad idea, Lab. Yeah, I've had that done.
Otherwise, you're pulling it up at an angle like this, and it's not really doing anything. So I would just drag it a little bit, just slowly drag it and let it drop. And around the docks and everything, I would make sure I worked that magnet up and down the single side, and I covered a lot of area. And I had a lot of good luck with it.
I've learned that going slow, like, shall we say, how you fish when you're trying to catch that fish, going at a slow pace, you'll actually retrieve more with a large magnet going really slow as opposed to a small magnet going fast. It allows something to catch, especially with a clamp magnet. Going slow is a little bit better. But if you have a fast current.
I've never thrown a clamp. I've never used one, so I can't say anything about them. They look like good magnets to me. Clay, when we were up there, I was finding stuff right and left. Risha was, Jen was, and Clay was finding some stuff, but he's like, I don't know why you guys are finding more stuff than I am. and I would watch, and his retrieve was not super fast, but I'd drag my magnet slow.
Yeah.
Because if you take that magnet and you put stuff down beside it and just let it sit there, it's going to suck that stuff to it. But if you take that magnet, pull it by it very fast, it don't have time to react to it.
Yeah, the magnetic field doesn't have enough pull.
So I drag my magnet pretty slow. I even did the single and double sided. I would pull them slow, but like I said, up on a bridge, and it would depend on how high the bridge was as to how far I would drag. But I usually wouldn't drag them at 3 or 4 inches, let it fall down. And that way it was getting down where it could get a flat bite on everything.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like when I was up on a bridge, a single sided, it wanted to stand up and go this way. But I know Jake and Adam, they use single sided a lot and find a lot of stuff.
Yes, they do.
But they have that technique with that
Down.
particular style of magnet. And my first magnet was a 3,600 pound double side.
Yeah, I had 2 of those.
Yeah, that was my first magnet, and I found a ton of good stuff with it. But like I said, once I tried the 360, that was
so much lighter. Just way lighter.
Hello, Bar Run. How are you guys doing? Thank you for stopping in and saying hello.
Oh, another forger.
They've got an awesome setup. I wish I had half the setup they got. I got a little shop, and like I said, my forge sits outside, so if it's raining, I ain't forging. If the wind's howling, I ain't forging. I want to add on to my little shop and put my coal forge inside.
Uh-huh.
I do have a gas forge, but I also, if I use it, I set it outside instead of in my building. But I want to add on so I can have that just for the forging area, and I can build a thing over the forge where the smoke will go up and out.
Mm-hmm. Kind of have to deal with the wind, especially on a windy day at the place I work, because we use a gas-powered pressure washer, and the problem is that dumb pilot light, because of the backdraft from the flue, it'll suck that flame right off.
Yeah.
You gotta get up underneath it and relight it. So annoying.
Thanks for cooking.
That and the stupid thermocoupler never works correctly, so it's always click, 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 especially on a windy day.
You're welcome, brother. You know, I don't know for sure with Bar Run, but I know a lot of people that forge their dad, their grandparent, somebody in the family a lot of times had an anvil and a forge, and they were around somebody. I had nobody. My grandparents didn't forge. My dad, he's never forged. My aunts or my uncles or even aunts, because women forged. I didn't know anybody that did it. And a guy I worked with, he said something to me one day, and I said, yeah, I've been wanting to learn, but I don't know anybody that does it. And he said, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent a couple hours with him one day, and after that, I
Just
went
hooked.
to an auction, bought an anvil. He made me a homemade forge, which I took. It's an old brake drum, and I took that out of the lawnmower deck that he put it in, and I found an actual forge base. I got it down in there. I've got 2 coal forges, I think, or 3 now, and I got the propane forge, and that's what I work with. But yeah, I said there was a history in the family, but didn't know any of them. Wish you could have. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Got
I had
iron in the blood.
nobody in my family, my grandparents, I guess great grandparents, none of them did anything like that. So biggest majority of what I've learned is either watching something on YouTube or just by learning it by myself.
I see. Yeah, I don't know anyone who forges. I'm not too sure if anyone does around here. Could
Mom, turn it
But-
up to 75. Yep, it's good now.
the only person I truthfully know is the old scrap man, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, now that I've got into it, you start meeting people. I mean, we were metal detecting a town not far from here, and I had one of my old forging shirts on that on
Oh,
the
you
back got an anvil and a
Oh,
hammer and stuff. And I got Forging Freak wrote on the back.
Don't step in there.
Bar Run Forge. I'm in Hutchinson, Kansas, smack dab in the middle of the state, pretty much.
And this guy said he'd been making pocket knives for like 30 some odd years, almost 40 years. And he showed one out of his pocket he'd made, and it was a beautiful knife.
Cool.
And he said he had lost one like 30 years ago, and he'd like to find it. Hello, Al. And Risha said, you should have told him we'd come over there with our detectors and find it. And I said, yeah, but you were wanting to do this part over here. So hopefully we can run into that guy again, maybe do a video of recovering his long lost knife that he had made.
One moment. I'll be back momentarily.
You can't put it sugar-free on there if it has sugar in it.
So yeah, we had a great last year. Got to meet a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Everybody in here in the chat, you know, if it wasn't for YouTube, we'd never met.
I thought gluten was like a.
And anybody at any time, if you want to come up as a guest, you're more than welcome. Just shoot me a message on Facebook. You don't have to magnet fish or metal detect. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. If you'll just come up and talk someday or come up and ask a couple questions, you're all more than welcome anytime. This channel I started to just kind of document some of the things we find and some of the trips we go on, things like that. And what I thought would just start out as basically nothing has grown into one giant family that I didn't know existed at that point in time.
You're nasty.
Sorry to hear that, Mary. Belly full of loaded shrimp and grits now.
They look really.
That's awesome, Jody. I love shrimp.
Shrimp is good.
I had to mute for a second, but you could probably hear Little Man at your house.
Maybe.
He gets wound up sometimes.
Usually kids do after a certain age, and then they kind of calm down, I hear.
Well, yeah, Brittany said she hopes. He is full of energy, I know that.
Crazy.
But he likes to be involved in whatever we're doing. If we're out metal detecting, he wants to be involved. If we're magnet fishing, he wants to be involved. If we're just out walking around, it doesn't matter. He wants to be part of whatever's going on.
It keeps him busy.
Yeah.
Let's usually do the initial part.
But what's your goals for 2023, Willie?
Probably at least make more videos. That I keep it simple. I mean, I don't put out a lot of content, and probably should have made far more content, but as I've said before, I'm limited on time frame. I only have one day out of the week mainly to do it. I'm lucky if I get a Friday off, and then on top of that, it takes 4 hours to get somewhere sometimes. I really wish I lived closer east, closer to you guys, because there's far more lakes out there. It's just I've got like one or two lakes that are west of the state. Like there's a location near Dodge City that I've got a plan on going to, and I might be starting to make I would say like maybe one or two collab videos with Tri Valley. I'm not too sure. I mean,
Maddie's carpet.
there's 2-3 locations just where I was recording the first part of that video. There's
Going down that hallway.
that old town probably holds something.
I had a
Then
her,
a few other locations, but mainly
and she
I'm gonna try and do a video
a table in here. And I just get a table.
one of the forts, Fort Larned. There's a old fort out there. Where's it land?
And I like the house.
I only went out there once when I was a kid. My grandparents took me out there when I was real young, and it'd be a nice reminiscence, I guess I could say. And then also go into the event for with Clay and Jen. That'll probably be the big thing.
That'll be awesome. Get you up there. I'm glad we got to meet you out in Kansas when we did. When we got there, I didn't see you, and I thought, well, maybe Willie changed his mind.
No, that was because I left too late in the day. I thought I'd have more time, but then I realized that I was on the road at 12 and like, yep, not gonna make it. Not gonna make it early. Should have left at 10, but you know, I still made it. Didn't find much because I don't know a lot about the metal detector, but I gotta learn.
Yeah, it just takes time and a lot of practice. Well, I want to hit 3,000 subs this year. I'd really like to make it to 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
But I know some people's, well, why are you worried about the subs? Well, the more subs you have, the more people you have watching your stuff, the more people you get to share what you find interesting.
Yeah, you'd be surprised the small town that I live in. Well, small city technically. Ain't no one does what I do at all. I mean, I know like one person, and then I saw like one other person like 2-3 years ago. They went home and grabbed their magnet on another side of a pond that I was at, and that was like the only time I ever saw anyone doing this. But the community knows me as a whole on YouTube, but if I try and say who I am to anyone, there ain't no one who knows me. I used to have like people ask me all the time, but I guess I became somewhat familiar with the whole concept around here. But you know, I live in a small area. There's only like 3 places to regular fish out here, and people are always fighting over the singular dock at the nature center, which is like, why would you go there all the time? The park is way better. But there's a lot of locations in Wichita. I know that Sedgwick County holds, I want to say 30 or 40 different small ponds, but yeah, you know, stranger. Yeah, I mean, Wichita is the biggest city in this state, and the problem being is it also has the highest crime rate. So it's like, do I really want to run into an individual who's homeless? So it's like, yeah, no. I prefer my excursions out to any of the larger reservoirs. Sometimes I find crazy things. Haven't found a boat engine yet, but I know what I'm looking for, and I know how big they are. I detail boats sometimes during the summer, so I know how large one is, and I know how big a prop is. I'm still looking for a prop, just to see if I can find one. It'd be a nice wall mount, maybe.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, my biggest goal for the year is seeing how much money we can raise for St. Jude. That's my
a very good cause. I agree wholeheartedly on that one. I'm not too technical with a lot of things. I can barely get this dumb thing to run, but yeah, it would be a very good event to raise as much money as if you could raise $500,000 or $1 million for that, and that would be probably a real good start for this event. But that's like an astronomical number, and we only have 2 days total. But you take with what you can get, and try not to undersell it.
I'm hoping to get at least 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
May not do it, may not get close, but if we raise $5, that's $5 they didn't have. That's another reason I got to get to work out in the shop and get some stuff made, because the more people participate.
Well, if everything goes to plan.
Yeah.
But May is.
The more people show up, the more prizes, the more giveaways there will be on my part. Now, what Clay and Jen do, that's going to be up to them. Because I plan on trying to make the same amount of stuff for them as I do for me, so both events raise as much money as possible for the kids. There's a lot of logistics. I mean, I'm going to have several hours of just my time, not including, money for sandpaper and this and that, and charcoal, or not charcoal, but coal and things for the forge. I'm going to have a lot of time in it.
Yeah, you got a lot of labor ahead of you for all of the objects you're going to create. Let's just call them door weights.
Yeah, but normally my railroad spike knives, last year I sold some to people that didn't win any at the event, and I sold them for 80 a piece.
Oh, there you go.
But this year, with everything going up, it would have to be 100 a piece. And even at that, if you take that $100, but the amount of time I've got in that, I'm making maybe $3 or $4 an hour. Because there's a lot of time in those.
Yeah, and you say it takes a couple hours just to make one knife. So forging is not an easy process. It takes time.
And I'm going to try to make
30 is what you said.
I'm going to try to make 20 railroad spike knives. No, I take that back. We'll try to make 10. I'm going to try to do 10 horseshoe knives. I'm going to try to do 10 of those nail swords. Now, that's not the little nail swords. I'm also going to try to make some of those just, maybe for people that don't win something else, they can have one of those, which I realize it's just a nail sword, but, it still takes a little time.
To the victors go the spoils. Whoever wins those, good luck. And we will see who wins that in May.
If I have time before then, I may make 2 special knives that I put in there also, or I may do a little different drawing with those.
All I can say is any blade that you make is a labor of love. Yeah, I'd send you railroad spikes if I found a whole bunch of them. Surprisingly, in 5 years, I've only found 2 railroad spikes.
Yeah, Jody, I got 3/4 of a mile of railroad track that runs alongside of my place here. So I don't really have any trouble finding them. Yeah, I know, Nick. Nick's been waiting over a year to get one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I am in a minute. Thanks for your help. Yes, sir.
She got them at Aldi's.
I guess I missed something.
Mom, do you have one of those scrubby pads? Like
Oh, it's from Canada.
Oh,
like a,
Yeah, Timmy, thank you for coming in. Al Chafe, if I said that right. Thank you, appreciate it. Everybody's welcome here. Any new people in here, just remember we try to keep this a family-friendly channel. Try not to get too outrageous, because 90% of the lives I do, I got a little grandson running around here, and there's people that have kids, if they're not watching, can hear what's going on, and that's one reason I do what I do with the magnet fishing and stuff, is to clean up the waterways, and we pick up trash and everything else for the kids and grandkids, future generations.
That's what I do.
And have fun while we're doing it, because you never know what kind of rusty treasure you're going to get.
Never know. You may come across something ultra extraordinary, or in your case, dangerous.
Yeah. Thank you, Timmy. Yeah, I've found I guess that was probably my craziest find of 2022, was that World War II grenade.
Yeah. Mind blown on that one. I'm
Yeah,
still
mine was almost blown too. I mean, that you just don't expect that to come up when you pull your magnet out of the water.
You don't know what to expect. Just
Yeah.
like I found that drill head, I was kind of like, for 30 seconds, I was staring at it like, why is this in the smallest pond around here? And it's like, for 30 seconds, I'm just like, what? What? And then it's like, it's a drill head. And then, still funny that the next day, go to another lake, find the same company's tool. Like, I'm on a roll here.
Yeah. Thank you, Al.
It'd be nice to find another drill head, but I don't know.
funny that you know that.
Yeah. That's right, Bob. We are one giant family. That's what I was saying earlier. When I started this, I didn't realize what incredible community of people I ended up
I mean, as you can see,
having the
this is
privilege
the
to be a
object.
part of.
Yeah, this is the object 1 from Clay and Jen. This would be nice to find, and who knows, maybe someone will find a cannonball up in this area. But I'm looking more for one of these.
Yeah. I was seasoning my new pans when Gold Eagle was live. Thankfully, I was paying attention when he said, don't season the finishing pan. Almost ruined it.
Yeah, not the finishing pan. It's the actual pan you use to pan gold. You want to season that, and only that. The finishing pan is meant for your tailings. At least that's what I remember from listening to JP and crew, Ed and all them. Rose is also good gal to talk to, because she also does living room panning as well.
There would be 2 babies. You can still hang out with them even though he's a baby.
I was trying to catch up on
Do you not like him because he's a baby?
the chat.
What does he do all the time?
That's one good thing about live. We can have our conversation, and people in here can have their conversation, and we can kind of get in on what they're talking about. And
That's what's good about the chat.
I miss picking on Redneck John.
Does he cry?
I'll be there in a minute, daggone it.
Won't be on for much longer.
No, we won't.
Let me eat this piece of daggone rib and I'll be there. Daggone it.
Ooh, ribs.
I need to get my candy package tomorrow.
Yeah, Brittany brought her air fryer over, and Risha's wanting to get an air fryer,
Go for it. You'll enjoy it.
but we don't know
Really
what
good
kind
food.
to get either.
Uh,
What do you mean you get the Pioneer Woman? You get what I tell you to get, woman.
a ninja is pretty good.
Did that sound convincing, Willie?
Well, I don't have a significant other, so I
Thank
wouldn't
you,
know.
Christy. We love and appreciate all of you being in here, putting up with our nonsense. Ann says she loves her air fryer. Nutezi said he's got the Ninja for Christmas. It works well.
Yeah, it does.
You hear what I said?
I'm gonna check them out. I'll check out the Ninja.
It's the silvery and black looking one, like chrome. It got a glass front.
Well, hers is black, and I don't know what kind it is.
Mine
Power XL.
is the Power XL, and it's amazing, and I love it.
She said hers is the Power XL. Thank you, Timmy.
It's the bee's knees, and my husband got it.
We ain't gonna be on here much longer, but we try to have a live every Wednesday. We start at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
America's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have
8
to-
o'clock now.
The greatness is already here.
Well, you're sadly mistaken, sir.
Oh, I misunderstood you. So they have to wait for lateness. Yeah.
No.
It's gonna be a real fun event with who knows how many, 150, maybe 200 people plus. That's gonna be a long area wherever we're going. You know that.
You need to
I'm
go?
thinking hopefully no one's magnet gets stuck together.
Yeah.
I hope not. Yeah, we all are one giant family, Sherry Lynn. Everybody's welcome here.
Oh my God.
Hopefully not. Clay and Jen and I think Dave Patterson are going to, in the spring, are going to,
I know. I like your boots. You need to show them your boots.
Connie Sue said she gave away her air fryer brand new, never used it. You could have given it to somebody like me.
Thank you.
They're going to check it out and make sure it's everything we think it's going to be. And that's another reason we're not releasing it, because if it's not as good as we think it's going to be, then we will find another location. But the majority of us are going to be staying in Fond du Lac. That's where Clay and Jen live.
Mm.
I would say most people that's going to be there for the entire week will want to be where we can all kind of hang out at separate times.
Yeah. Maybe I can convince my boss, but no go, maybe.
Hello, Don.
Relic.
Hi, Christy.
Thank
Hi,
you
the
for
bad
coming
idea.
in.
Sorry I'm late, guys. My schedule is flexible.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Here lately, the flexibility has not been going to my side. But guess what is going my way? And them paychecks, because
Oh yeah.
I'm not polite with my errors. I just tell them, look, I was here till 4. That's 3 hours of overtime.
Uh-huh.
I gotta include my drive time too. Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
funny, Jody. You're cute. I ain't been on here in 6 months, and that's what you want to say? That's where you want to go, Jody? Get on.
The only thing is, Barry, of course, I haven't been to this location, but looking at the aerial photos, it could take several ropes to go from one side to the other.
Yeah.
If these bridges are as long as they actually look from the aerial photos.
Question
Hello.
is how deep is the main question.
Yeah, I don't know how deep it is. Like I said, I've never been there. I'm thinking possibly on the way to Wisconsin. Of course, Clay and Jen should know by then. Stopping in this town and throwing a couple times just to see, and then heading on.
You know what's great about me? I've been here for 3 minutes or less. I already know what we're talking about. That's how quick I catch on. I don't even got to be caught up to date.
What were we talking about at the beginning?
Well, I was driving, not watching my phone. At the beginning, I was still driving home.
Someone
But
that was asking.
You're talking about Wisconsin and the place we're going to that has been unsaid because I don't even know. And Clay and Jen might are going to try to stop by and see, test the waters and see how deep it is and this and that. That's what we're talking about right now. What happened earlier or next is
Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's not to be worried about.
Clay was also wanting to know if you guys were going up this year, and I told him Jens didn't know yet.
Well, was I here when that was answered, or did she answer it?
Well, you weren't here, so
That's what I said was, oh, well, then.
But pretty much when she answered, we knew that was the answer.
No. How do you know that I'm not putting in an epoxy floor in for Wisconsin, the Green Bay, Wisconsin Packers? The Packers of Wisconsin. How do you know I'm not doing that?
That's going to be one big project.
Everybody needs to be quiet and just understand that during that time, it just happens I'm putting in a Wisconsin Packers floor. That god awful urine yellow and diarrhea green color. I might even throw a slice of cheese in it.
Ooh.
Hello, Tom.
Mary.
Folks, I think we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all coming in here. Maybe John will be here earlier next week, depending on his work schedule.
What's next week?
It's a week after this one.
What's today's Wednesday?
We do lives every Wednesday.
I know. Well,
Every middle of the week.
I understand that. And the sad part is I had turned my hours in today, and I still don't know what today is.
Got that lag going on.
There's a strong possibility that I will be not on time, but early.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate you all coming in here.
It's been a good
Looking
night.
forward to the event. Looking forward to meeting new people this year. It's been great. This
Last year.
YouTube thing was not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to get to meet all these wonderful people and get to meet Willie and sit and eat supper and get to visit with him and all the people in Wisconsin we've met. Well, in Wisconsin, they were all from all over the country. Can't wait for hopefully several of you to make it to this year's event so we get to meet even more people in person.
Look at what, Mary, why are you yelling at me? Secondly, my schedule, I was in 2 different states today. Started here, got some walls and floors, went to Arkansas, came back to Missouri. Now I'm here. Don't yell at me.
You woke up in the state of confusion. Where did you go from there?
A place that we cannot say on this program.
The dark
Listen,
side.
Mary, it's not that I ask stupid questions. It's that one holidays. Secondly, if it ends in Y, I'm usually doing something. So what day it is irrelevant to me. Because when I set my alarms, it tells me what I'm doing that morning. So I know which direction to go.
There you go.
That is, guys, I'm dead serious. That's how I start my day. When my alarms go off,
Love you too, Sherilyn.
it says go to work, and it has a state and a job, so I know where I'm going. Otherwise, I will literally forget.
Yeah, Al, sometimes we have more, sometimes less. I realize people are busy at certain times and can't always be here, but we appreciate each and every one of them, each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Always yelling. I don't know why she's so mad all the
If
time.
it wasn't for you guys, like I said, I would still be doing videos, but I wouldn't have nobody to talk
Been
to.
in 3 states. I
Been in
drove
3
through
states.
5.
Jody, it don't, just because you're within 3 miles of 3 states doesn't mean that it's significant.
True. If
I
you
was
live in a
8
tri-area.
miles from each state and still worked half a morning. What'd you do?
Love you too, Christy. Thank you for coming in.
What'd you do? Hopscotch? Did you play tic-tac-toe in 3 states?
But I'm going to get off here and I'm going to eat supper. And thank you all once again, Willie. Brother, you're welcome up anytime.
Yeah, just
Can't
got to
wait.
get the time.
Can't wait to magnet fish with you Wednesday in Wisconsin. I was reading and talking at the same time. Yep, you're
There's
welcome back anytime.
Mom, does he want?
I was reading and talking, and she's telling somebody else that I do lives Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Central Time. They're
Oh.
welcome back.
Well, I believe it's time to call it a night. I'll let you
Have a
guys
blessed
go.
one, brother. We'll talk to you probably next week or sometime.
Okay.
Thanks
going
for
to
coming
bed.
up. What?
I'm going to bed.
No, you're
Well,
not.
first, you got to go home. Look at that lump in the back of the screen.
Oh, there it is.
Once again, everybody, thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. And love yous all. We appreciate the support you all show us.
No, he's okay. I'll give him another second.
Can't wait till we get to 3,000 subs so we can have that magnet kit giveaway, and we're going
Look
to
at
give
this.
away some other stuff
My one finger covers her whole face.
and maybe give away some other stuff, some handmade stuff out in the shop.
Except for forehead.
Have a blessed week. Till next time, Mr. and Mrs. Beard and John and Brittany and
Oh, I thought
Beard Light out.
I would